Hello. I don't know what it is about spring that makes all of us human beings just want to clean everything, but it does, and I've been obsessed with watching book unhauls lately, and suddenly I saw this video going around of people doing this book unhaul challenge, and I watched it and I thought it was really fun, so I'm going to try to do it today, even though it might be emotionally scarring. I already had an unhaul planned, so I already have this stack here of books that I was going to unhaul, so I'm going to take from the questions first, but I am still going to try to look around my shelves and find some books off of them because this is supposed to be a challenge. And so what did I do with the paper that has the prompts on it? Found it. The first book is a book I gave a low rating to. This would be a super easy question if I wasn't a booktuber, but since I am a booktuber, I like to keep books that I didn't like so that I can talk about them. Because I know if I unhaul them, I'll probably forget that they exist, because whenever I make a book list or something, or do a book tag, I don't go to like my Goodreads or something. I look at my actual physical shelves and say what fits this category. And so usually I don't get rid of books I didn't like unless they were very averagey and I didn't have lots of thoughts on them. I don't think I gave a low rating to any of the books in this stack, so I'll have to find one off my actual shelves. I actually have a books I hated section right over here, but I'm not sure I want to get rid of any of them. This hoarding thing is a problem.
This one fits the category, this one fits the category, this one fits the category.
Maybe I shouldn't be looking at my favorite shelf for this question. This shelf is probably the better one to look for books I didn't want.
Oh, this one fits.
I found several books that I might be able to consider getting rid of. I have Nerve, which I really didn't like and I didn't finish it, but also I feel like I had a lot of opinions on it, so I feel like I should keep it for that. I didn't technically rate these choose your own adventure books, but I know I really didn't like them. I didn't love either of these stories, but I don't think I really want to get rid of them. I feel like for this one I want to get rid of Mr. Popper's Penguins, just because I really hate this movie cover. I know I definitely didn't rate it on Goodreads, and I feel like I didn't love the actual story itself. Even though I don't remember much about it or reading it, all I know is I did read it and I didn't love it, and this is the movie cover and it stinks. And I really don't like having this gross movie cover in my collection, so I think we're just going with this one. I may also, if I can convince myself, get rid of these, because I don't much care to have these in my collection either, but for some reason I don't feel like letting go of them right now. The next prompt is a book you changed your mind about, which is a very broad thing. I think that's what she was going for when she created it. Okay, I think this book from the stack I already had set aside could probably fit into this category. The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan. I really wanted to read the series after I finished Percy Jackson, but then I realized I had some Christianity issues with some stuff that happened in the series, and so I'm unable to read it, sadly, because I really did want to read this, and I still feel really bad for getting rid of it, but I definitely am getting rid of it. Let's see if I can find one on my shelves. I feel like my reading taste haven't changed that much. A Million Ways Home I really enjoyed, but I think I don't like it as much as I thought I liked it, but I still don't want to get rid of it. I think it was a decent book. Oh no. These are the Tales from the Odyssey by Mary Pope Osborne. These are the two out-of-print versions, and this is the bind-up of the first three new version. I really wanted to make myself like these, but I really didn't. And honestly, I probably wouldn't even notice not having them in my collection anymore. I feel like I should at least get rid of one of these, because this is just a bind-up of these two plus their third one. I really like these editions because they're cooler, but I like this one because it's more story in it. Oh my goodness, look how big those words are. I should definitely get rid of one of these, but I'm not sure if I can mentally let go of them. So I'm gonna highly consider these, but I probably am going to keep them. What else? I keep thinking about books that I originally didn't like and then now like, but I can't get rid of those. I don't think I can find anything else in this, but I did get rid of Lost Hero. So next prompt is a series that you're not going to finish. I do have one of these already prepared. The Secret series by Pseudonymous Bosch. I really enjoyed these first three books, and I really hate that I can't finish them, but again, I have Christianity issues with them and I can't continue to read them. I might keep the first book again as like a reference, but I'm keeping the companion to into the series because that's like about writing, so that will probably be a reminder enough about the series. They have really cool covers, so I hate to get rid of them, but I am definitely getting rid of the second and third books at least. I also don't think I'm ever going to feel the need to finish the Miss Peregrine series, but I kind of like having that in my collection. I don't think I have too many series. I'm definitely never going to finish the Joan of Stone series, but I really enjoyed the first book, so I think I'm going to keep that one. I probably may get rid of Wayfarer, because I'm definitely never going to finish the Passenger duology. I'm going to keep Passenger, because again, I need it for like reference, and I hate to get rid of Wayfarer because it has such a beautiful cover, and like one of the only reasons I bought it is so I could have both books on my shelf and it could be the full set, and I paid full price for it and everything, so I really hate to get rid of it, but I also hate to keep it because this is a big thick book taking an awful lot of space on my shelf for something I have no intention of reading and don't expect to enjoy if I ever do read it. Not to mention the fact that I just know I will eventually get rid of it, but again, I don't think I can let go of it yet. I can't waste any more time looking for more series, and I don't think there are any more, so we're moving on to the next prompt. The book that I DNF'd. So out of the stack of the ones I already decided on is The Immortalist by Cleo Benjamin. I read partially through the first chapter, and again, I had a lot of Christianity issues with the first part of this book, and also it was badly written in my opinion, and none of the characters were that interesting, and it was going really slow. I was only halfway through the first chapter, but I feel like I read so much more. There was a prologue too, and the chapters were super long. But that aside, I was really hoping to enjoy this book, but I wasn't, and then I had religious issues. So, goodbye. I do have a couple other books on this stack that I DNF'd, but they fit into other categories too, so I'm going to wait and show them there. Here's a couple books I DNF'd. The Rat Prince and Breeder. I DNF'd both of these for similar reasons. They both just had this very violent part in it that turned me away from them. This one I'm probably going to keep because I kind of want to see what happens in the book, so I may skim through it just to see what happens. This one is the one I'm more likely going to get rid of because I definitely don't think I'm ever going to finish it. The only thing that would probably make me want to keep it is that it is signed and personalized, so that makes me feel guilty for getting rid of it, but I'm never going to read it and I don't really care to have it in my collection. And also, it's a very weird sized and shaped book, so it looks weird on my shelves. So I don't think I'm going to officially unhaul either of these yet, but I should definitely consider this one at least. Is there more that I DNF'd that I want to get rid of? Ooh. I don't think I'm ever going to finish Paper Towns, and I don't think I read enough of it to have any sort of discussion about it or use it in anything. The only thing that would make me keep this one is that it's kind of a cool cover, and I feel like I should have at least one John Green in my collection. I also feel like I should give it another shot because I was really hoping to enjoy it, but there were a lot of issues with it too, so I'm going to put it in my possible stack over here. I read only the first chapter of Dumplin', and also I really didn't like another book by that author, but I feel like that book will probably have some really good themes in it and I should give it a shot, but I don't have high expectations for it. I think that's all of the ones I'm willing to get rid of or consider getting rid of. Next prompt. A book I have multiple copies of. So in the prearranged stack, I have War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I don't like this edition at all, and I got another prettier edition. And also, this one seems harder to read than my new edition. So, goodbye. I'm also getting rid of Calvin by Marguerite Leavitt or something. I read this book, it was decent. I bought 2 copies of this, one for me and one for my friend, and I never gave the other one to my friend. So I'm getting rid of one and keeping one, because that's how this goes. I don't need 2 of you. I'm also getting rid of Prospero's Children. My grandparents got me this copy and the cover is ripped right here. And so I just bought my own copy and now I don't need this one. Look at that. I'm still getting rid of it, but I have another one. That's all the ones in the stack. I do have other books I have multiple copies of. I know that I have 2 copies of Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief because I got 1 copy to try it out, and then I got the box set. But I haven't fully decided if I want to keep the one that went with the set or the one that I read. I'm probably going to end up going with the one that I read because that's the one I have more emotional attachment to. But again, not feeling like I want to get rid of that right now. now, although I know one day I will. Why do I have so many books that I know I will get rid of, that I know I should get rid of, and I'm still keeping them right now? I also have multiple copies of The Fire Prophet, so this might be a good opportunity to get rid of one. These look slightly different, and I'm just going to get rid of the one that doesn't match the first book I have. I have 2 copies of it because my friend got me one and I already had one, so it might also do good to be in the one for ones I didn't buy. I am comparing these way too hard. I think I see the one that I need to keep. This one's like the shinier one. This one is a little more matte, but it fits with my other copy better, I think. So I think I'm going to keep this one. I'm probably never even going to read this book. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and put this in my definite getting rid of one. Putting these 2 back on the shelf. I think that's all I'm going to do for this one. Next one is a book I'll never get to, and I could unhaul half my shelves right now. From my predetermined stack, I'm going to get rid of The Selection by Kira Cass. I got this because my library was like giving away books for this whole prize thing, and it was the only book that I recognized, so I grabbed this. But I'm sure it's a very romance heavy and not worthwhile book to be reading. Even people that like this book says that it's like a guilty pleasure read, which that just, I don't know. I would like to say though that right here in like the first page, the dedication is her saying, "Hi Dad," and then waves. See right there, which is really awesome, and it almost makes me want to keep it, but no. The first book I think of when I hear a book I'll never get to is this book, Seriously Norman, by that guy. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. I got this just because he was an author speaking at an event, and I was just going to grab one of his books and read it and get it signed. But I was misinformed and didn't know when he was doing his signing, and so he had left by the time I thought to get it signed. And also, he was a super weird guy. And I've read this synopsis like several times, and I still don't know what it's about. I mean, this cover is just not appealing to me at all. I feel like I should at least give it a shot before getting rid of it, so I'm going to put it in my maybe stack. I feel like guilty getting rid of books without like giving them a shot unless I like know for a fact I'm going to not like them, or if I have like big religious issues with them. Okay, I need to get rid of at least one from my shelves. Again, Dumpling comes to mind. I'm probably definitely never going to read this Dragonborn book. Okay, so far my considering getting rid of stack is way bigger than my getting rid of stack. This is sad. I'm probably never going to read Spy School, but I'm going to keep it anyway. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Floors by Patrick Cameron. I would feel really bad for getting rid of this because it's like the first book that I ever collected, or at least one of the first. And I've tried reading this several times and I can't get into it. So that's going in considering. Another thing that's going in considering, I'm never going to read this little Jack Sparrow series. I don't really care to read them. I do think I would probably maybe enjoy them if I read them, but like you could probably tell based on their size that they're fairly juvenilely written, if that's a word. Pirate adventures are usually really cool and I kind of like them, but I don't think I'm ever going to read this series, and I'm not sure it's worth reading. I'm probably never going to read another Goosebumps book again, but like it's a collection. I gotta keep the collection. I need to find at least one book that I'm not going to ever read to put in the definite stack and not just in the maybe stack. One book. Found them. These 2 books, what even are they? Ghost Horses, a mystery in Zion National Park, and Cliffhanger, a mystery in Mesa Verde National Park. I got both of these books in a bookstore in a national park. Obviously, I forget which one. It was just because we were in a bookstore and I felt like I couldn't leave a bookstore without getting books, and these were the most interesting books that they looked like they had, which is sad if you look at them. I really don't necessarily care about reading either of these, and they're ugly, and I'm sorry books, but you are. And they also don't look very interesting, and I'm not getting the impression that they're probably extremely well written. I'm pretty shallow with books, and ugly covers will just make me not want to read the books, so I'm definitely going to get rid of these because they're like an eyesore to be on my shelf. Next is a book you bought because of the hype, which I could probably find a few of those. So from my pre-done stack, I'm getting rid of Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I bought this because I literally heard nothing bad about it on BookTube, but now that I have it and I've seen like the movie trailer and I know more about it, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. And I think I also have Christianity issues with it as well. And I believe there's also some weird sexual scenes in it, if my research is correct. So I am going to put that in my definitely getting rid of stack. Also from this stack, I'm going to get rid of Days of Blood and Starlight. This is the second book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series. I found this really nice hardcover copy in the dollar store, and I tried listening to an Audible book of the first book, and this is going to be a really super romance-heavy series, and I don't care for it. So, goodbye. And thirdly from this stack, I have 3 of them. I'm going to get rid of Asylum by Madeleine Rooks. I bought this the 1st October that I found BookTube because I wanted a nice little Halloween read, but then I did some research on it, and guess what? I had Christianity issues with it. Plus, it's also supposed to be not that great, so goodbye. Another book I may get rid of is Twilight. I got it because it was so popular and I felt like I needed to try it. I actually didn't even really know that it was romancy, but I feel like I want to keep it because I read like the first 3 chapters and I'm never going to read the rest. But I annotated those first 3 chapters, and so now I feel like this is my copy, even though like look how big it is and I'm keeping it for this much of it that I annotated. I guess I could just cut these first few out. But we'll just put that in considering, even though I'm probably going to keep it. Another book I bought because of the hype. I feel like I should just get rid of this because it keeps coming up. I'm officially putting it in the considering. I'd like to get rid of at least 1 off my shelves. I think I got rid of 3 from my original stack, so I think we're fine without getting 1 from the actual shelves. The next one is a book you bought for the cover. Ugh. We may skip this question. I don't have any cover buys that I have that I want to get rid of because I feel like I should give them a shot first. Either that or I did give them a shot and I hated them and I want to keep them so I can rant about them. Or I already have them in the thing. Oh, I do have one more book in the stack that I bought for the cover. The Odds of Lightning. It wasn't entirely for the cover. The cover certainly is what drew me in. This could also go in the next section too, but I'm going to put it in this one because I don't have any other books for this section. I tried this book and it had a lot of red flags like bad language and talking about like teenagers having sex as if that's the normal thing. And so I'm just going to do that. Oh, let's go back to the first question again. I'm going to take The Hobbit off my shelves because I gave it a low rating, so this will fit in that section. But I'm probably not actually going to get rid of it. I'm just going to take it downstairs and putting it on the family shelf. But that counts as unhauling it for taking it off my personal shelves, right? Technically, it's not even supposed to be on my personal shelf, so I don't know what it was doing up here. Next thing is to unhaul a book you don't know anything about. This is the last one in the stack. I have The Ghost Dog, which is the 25th book in the Sugar Creek gang, apparently. I'm showing you as much as I can without showing you the stamp showing the library's address on it. But as you can probably tell, it's really destroyed. We got this from my church's library a long time ago, and I don't remember how, but somehow it ended up like this without its cover and with the first few pages mangled, and so we had to buy it, and it's just been in here, and I don't even care to try to read it. Who wants to read a series called The Sugar Creek Gang? Like, seriously. Some more books I don't know anything about. Again, seriously, Norman comes to mind. I should have organized my shelves from books I have and haven't read, because that would make this challenge way easier. You know, I decided I really don't like this question very much because all the books that I don't know anything about, I don't feel comfortable getting rid of them. Because what if there's something that I would really enjoy? I've just been like laying here on the floor for most of the time. This is so much wasted footage. I think that's all we can do for this question because I'm wasting so much footage here. The last one is a book you didn't buy, which makes me wish I hadn't unhauled that one my friend gave me yet. I feel like books that my parents have bought for me count as me buying them, unless they were like gifted to me or something. Okay, so what comes to mind? Dragonborn, again. by Toby Forward. My sister gave this to me a very long time ago for my birthday, and I read like the first chapter, and I wasn't into it, and I still don't think I'm be very into it. I'm still going to keep this in the just considering pile. I'm probably going to end up keeping it. I think it's also in a series, which is not fun. Let's do a recap real quick. So here are all the books I'm definitely getting rid of. The Ghost Dog, because I don't care about this at all. Asylum, for Christianity issues. The Selection, just because I don't think I will enjoy it. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, sort of. I'm just taking it downstairs. But I didn't enjoy this book. Cliffhanger and Ghost Horses, because these are stupid and don't belong on my shelves. Fire Prophet, because I do enjoy the series, but I don't need 2 copies of this. Prospero's Children, because this one's damaged and I have a better copy of it. Calvin, because I don't need 2 copies. War and Peace, because I don't like this edition. The Immortalist, because I DNF'd it, didn't enjoy it, and have Christianity issues with it anyway. The Secret series, including the name of this book is Secret. If you're reading this is too late and this book's not good for you, even though I really enjoyed it, I have Christianity issues with it. The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan, because Christianity issues. Mr. Popper's Penguins, because I don't like this edition and I wasn't extremely fond of the story itself. The Odds of Lightning, because there were too many red flags in those first few chapters. Days of Blood and Starlight, because I have no interest in starting or finishing this series. Ready Player One for Christianity issues, and also I don't think I'll enjoy it. Just a quick little disclaimer, I may keep these 2 for a little while just so I can review them, but I am going to get rid of them right after that. This is only 6 more books than I originally had set aside to unhaul, so I'm going to go through my considering stack and see if maybe we can't add 4 and make it 10. Probably not. But maybe. I'm going to keep Twilight because I do have that piece of me in it now with the annotations, so I'm just not comfortable getting rid of it right now. I'm going to keep the Rat Prince because I do want to skim through it and find out what happens later. I probably will have to convince myself to get rid of one of these 2 things. I just don't know which one I want to keep and which one I want to get rid of, or even if I want to get rid of any of them. So I need to think about it more. I really should get rid of Wayfarer, and the more time thinking about it, the more I feel a little bit more comfortable with it. But at this exact moment, I really like having the full set on my shelf, even if I didn't enjoy it. Maybe I'll get rid of this series. I'm going to need to consider it more. I definitely am going to get rid of them one day. Maybe not today, but one day. I'm better at getting rid of books that I've read at least the first chapter of. Breeder I want to keep because it's personalized, but I have more reasons to get rid of it than to keep it. You know, a lot of these, I don't feel like getting rid of them is the problem. I'll put all these considering books on a little stack on my shelf and consider them more, but I can't mentally cope with it right now. And if I have decided to get rid of some of them by the time this video is posted, I will say in the description which ones I've gotten rid of. It's still a decent stack of books I'm getting rid of, so I'm pretty happy with it. This is such a bad idea. So these are all the books that I'm definitely getting rid of. Okay, there you go. This is a very big stack of books, and I'm very happy with myself for getting rid of so many. I do still have a probably bigger pile of ones I should get rid of, but I am still very happy about this, and I'm happy about my decisions in life right now. I'm so tired of filming. Leave a like for the emotional stress that I've gone through this afternoon to provide entertainment for you. And say down below a few books you've unhauled this spring for your little spring cleaningness. That's all I have to talk about today. I will be donating all of these books in exchange for money at some bookstore that does that, probably. That's all I have to say today. Goodbye. Goodbye.